This is the 6th take of this video, so hopefully we get it right this time. Okay, so today's video is going to be a soft-spoken book tour of the nonfiction books that I own. So let's get into it. I have not read any of these. I'm currently reading one of them, but all the others are like still need to be read. Because they are nonfiction books I own, they are mostly about politics and human rights, but I want to preface that I want the overall vibe of this video to stay like positive and hopeful, because you probably already have, I'm gonna take my hair down, but you probably already have enough stress in your life and you don't need more. So yeah, I think we can get into it. I do read more nonfiction. The best resource for nonfiction I found is like libraries. You can download Libby. It's an app on your phone that you can access libraries through. Also, there's a lot of like really good nonfiction books just like online for public use free. So there's a lot of Palestinian books that you can read online free, and that's how I've read a lot of them. But yeah, let's get into it. This is my current read. I am like, this is the front, so I'm not far into it. It's taking a while, but I've also not been reading anything recently. Just having a struggle. I need to look up my this is called Unbuilt Walls: Why Immigrant Justice Needs Abolition. It is about how, well, the author's focus is on detention centers and immigration rights, but the book as a whole is about how immigration ties into the prison industrial complex. There's 3 parts. The first part is like a whole bunch of history about the prison system and immigrant rights in the US. Part 2 is more focused on like, I think it's still history, but like recent history, like a lot of like the past 4 years. And this is a very US centric book, by the way. Very US centric. It's all about the US. But and then part 3 is like the movements that have already worked and like the things we've already done to come out this far and how to continue coming this far in the future. The camera keeps doing this weird thing where it like flashes, and I'm really sorry about it. I don't know how to fix it. I'm trying. But yeah, it's my current read. It's good. I've learned a lot. I've annotated a lot, but I do think that it would have been better if I went into this with a better basis knowledge of the prison system industry in the US. That was a bit loud. Which leads very nicely into the new Jim Crow, mass incarceration and the age of colorblindness. I have not read this book yet, but you've probably seen it before. I have all these books and I buy them and I don't actually like know what they're about, and I know that sounds really bad, but I don't read the backs of books. I'm just like, oh yes, my friends have recommended this is something I need to read, or it's like an author I like or whatever. But I think this ties in nicely with the previous book, because I think I should have read this book first. I think this would have given me a better background knowledge on the prison system in the US, because like the new Jim Crow is, you know, mass incarceration and talking about the prison industrial complex. So this book was published I don't actually know. This is a revised edition. So it says the copyright was 2011. So you know, lots happened since then, but also a lot has stayed the same. The next book I have is How to Be Anti-Racist. This is also a book that you have probably seen. What did I just listen to? I just listened to an audiobook of, I just got a text and it's just my sister-in-law saying this bird reminds me of you, and then it's a picture but I can't see the picture. Anyway, sorry. Okay. Yes, back to this one track mind. yeah, I just listened to an audiobook of So You Want to Talk About Race, and I think the vibes are kind of similar. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, comes a bracingly original approach to understanding and uprooting racism and inequality in our societies and in ourselves. This was very popular around like COVID time. I know I saw a lot of people reading this. I think I saw my brother reading it, and I just wasn't reading nonfiction at the time, but I am now. So yeah, 2019. Okay. This is the Black Anti-Fascist Tradition. This is from Haymarket Books publisher. So was Unbuilt Walls, and then I have two more books that are from them as well. Haymarket Books is a really good publisher. They publish a lot of like political, human rights kind of books, and they have like a really cheap monthly club where you get all of their ebook publications for free, and you also get like a, well, not for free, you have to pay for the club, but you get all of the ebook publications that they come out with that month, and you get one physical copy of a book, and it was pretty cheap. I ran out of money. I didn't have the ability to continue purchasing them, but this is the Black Anti-Fascist Tradition, fighting back from anti-lynching to abolition. And then the back says the story of the fight against fascism across the African diaspora. Is that how you say that? There's a lot of words that I read all the time and I don't actually know how you say it. But reveals that Black anti-fascism has always been vital to global freedom struggles. So, yeah. That's a great noise. But, yeah, I think this will be a fun read. That sounds weird. I don't know if saying that about like nonfiction, but you know what I mean. I do think it seems pretty academic, just because like looking at this, like it's very long paragraphs, very long pages, but there are some like breaks and sections and things. Oh, that's chapter 1, so all of that is the intro. Definitely will have to take my time to like truly read it. Next, we have Hijab Butch Blues. This is about it's a memoir from a queer Muslim author. I do believe that this is like a fake name, but so there's a bookmark in it. I don't know where I was, sorry, I had a cutout for sound, but yeah, I have seen this all over my Instagram. All my friends have read this. It's been in my TBR for a while, and then I saw that my bookstore had it, and I was like, yes, please. The back says, a daring, provocative, and radically hopeful coming-of-age memoir by a queer hijabi Muslim immigrant who, by interpreting stories from the Quran, finds the strength, purpose, and self-acceptance to finally build the life she wants. I also just want to say this is a gorgeous cover. I just love all of the color combinations. It's so pretty. But I'm very excited for this, and I was just skimming through it while I was waiting for an airplane to go overhead. And it seems like it's very readable. And what I mean by that is like academic texts. Okay, listen, academic texts are great. It's how a lot of people learn, but it is not very accessible for most readers, just because of like the academic jargon that a lot of like, academic texts, it's a difficult word for me to say apparently, that they use. It just can be like very discouraging for a reader to like pick it up and be like, I don't know what any of this means, or it's just very run on and difficult to understand. It's very discouraging, but this looks like it is very engaging. So we've got like, this is my favorite, like we're talking personal, it's a memoir. I just love memoirs as a form of learning. I really do. But yeah, excited for this. This might be my next, it shouldn't be. I want it to be my next nonfiction read, but I also told myself that I would like read a lot of books before the election. So I'll do this next. This is American Inmate. This is also published by Haymarket. It is a poetry collection. I am not big on poetry. Sadly, a lot of it just goes over my head, but this was a part of the Haymarket Book Club. So this says, Justin Rovilla's Monson's fiery debut is a fresh, hopeful collection that adds nuance to the Asian American poetry tradition and breathes life into prison poetics. Yeah. His deft and experimental writing style pays homage to a collective of writers from the birth of hip-hop to today. So the author is a Filipino-American poet and writer who was a Penn American Writing for Justice Fellow and a Kundiman Fellow. His work has appeared in a lot, and he is currently serving a sentence in the Michigan Department of Corrections, from which he hopes to be released in 2027. So that's like the little author, that's a little author's note. It's very small. This I can read at any time. I think I started reading it, yeah, like a little bit of the ways into it. Just read it here and there. That's like kind of how I intake poetry. Next, we have A Line in the River. I'm not probably going to pronounce this right, but Khartoum, City of Memory. This is about Sudan. This looks like a library book, but I got it on ThriftBooks, so I didn't steal from the library. So this little praise on the back, it says, A Line in the River is a fine and very readable celebration of a city that has never had its fair share of attention. There's something bracing about the way the author awakens our interest in somewhere we know so little about, and about which there is so much we ought to know. Tells the story from both a Western and an African perspective. So the little snippet part of it says, in 1956, Sudan gained independence from Britain. On the brink of a promising future, it instead descended into civil war and conflict, including the crisis in Darfur that has claimed hundreds of thousands of lives and driven many from their homes. When in 1989, coup brought a hardline Islamist regime to power, Jamal Majob's family was among those who fled. Almost 20 years later, he returned to a country on the brink of rupture. Rediscovering the city in which his formative years were spent, Majob encounters people and places he left behind. The capital contains the key to understanding Sudan's divided, contradictory nature, and while exploring Khartoum's present, its changing identity and shifting moods, its wealthy elite and neglected poor, Majob also dives into a country's troubled history, one turbulent with the rivalry between Christians and Muslims. His search for answers evolves through a thoughtful meditation on the meaning of identity, both personal and narrative. So this book combines lyrical and evocative memoir with a nuanced exploration of a country's complex history, politics, and religion. So, like the three major conflicts that I've seen most online right now are Palestine, Sudan, and the Congo. So I've been looking for books to read on all of those, and this is like the #1 book that I saw to read on Sudan. So it's got 5 parts in it. Oh, it has photographs. It has little photos in it. I didn't even know that. I love that. I am a sucker for multimedia. I love it. Okay. On to the last book. This video is actually quicker than I thought it was going to be. And it'll be even shorter because I had to cut a lot out for cars and airplanes. Okay, this is what is on the back. Oh, it's an art piece. Okay, this is the case for open borders. This is another Haymarket Books book. This is one of the other books that I wanted to finish reading before the election. I haven't started it yet. There's a fun little art piece on the back. Let me read what it's about because I honestly don't know. So it says, because of it, okay, let's try again. Okay. Because of restrictive borders, human beings suffer and die. Closed borders force migrants seeking safety and dignity to journey across seas, trudge through deserts, and clamber over barbed wire. In the past 5 years alone, at least 60,000 people have died or gone missing when attempting to cross a border. In The Case for Open Borders, journalist and translator John Washington deflates the mythology of national security through border lockdowns, counters the conspiracies of immigration's economic consequences, and considers the challenges of climate migration. Drawing on detailed reporting and testimonies of those impacted by borders, Washington concludes that if we are to seek an economic, racial, and climate justice, we must fight for open borders. The Case for Open Borders shines with a multitudinous voices of people on the move, a portrait and miniature of what the world with open borders would mean for our common future. So this is very much a book about hope of the future. And I bet a lot of you heard that and were like, that is so out of the question, so out there in the future. It's never gonna happen, but nothing happened without someone dreaming about it first. Okay. I read The Red Deal by the Red Nation, and it was about climate action and how it ties into indigenous nations in the US. And I loved that book. I loved it so much. It was so good. I took so many notes from it. I loved it so much. But one of the points that it really drove home in the book is how the US is one of the largest nations causing the climate crisis. And right now the climate crisis is most affecting third world countries closer to the equator, countries without a great infrastructure. So the US is causing all of these problems, and in the same breath turning away all of these people who are fleeing countries because of climate change. And soon it's going to be the people in our own country, like Florida and California and all of that. Okay, hope in this video. Yeah, that's all the nonfiction books I have and I'm currently reading. I've read a lot more this year, but like I said, I get a lot of them from libraries or free resources. Actually, okay, let's go through this. This one I paid for as a book thing. This I got from ThriftBooks, so it was probably, I guess the price isn't still on it, but it was probably $5, $5 to $7. This one I got from a little free library, and I will return it there when I'm done. This one I bought new at my local bookstore, and then this one I bought used from my local bookstore, probably for $4. I've also previously owned, I don't even remember getting rid of it, but I know I don't have it. What book was it though? I think I have 2 other nonfiction books this year that I've gotten from a little free library or bought used, read, and then returned to a little free library. So yeah, that is the video. I have hair all over me. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed. taken a long time to get to this point. But yeah, the goal was never to gain a whole bunch of subscribers, but now that it's like right there and I can see it in the distance, I'm like, okay, I really want to hit this milestone now. But also because I have been struggling a little bit more in my day-to-day life, just like money-wise, you know, the economy really sucks right now. So I am genuinely searching for any little way that I can earn some extra cash. And while I love making custom videos for you guys, I feel really weird asking for money from you. So I would love to get to a point where I could just monetize my channel and get money just from like views and ads, not in the middle of the video, but at the end of the beginning, like that kind of stuff. So yeah, if I did, I might keep custom videos. If you guys wanted me to keep them, I would keep them, but I'd also just kind of like take the requests for free and like post them